Hello students, in today's session we will discuss slope and deflection by Macaulay's method. In previous session we already discussed numerical for three different types of simply supported beam. In our first type, we calculated slope and deflection of a simply supported beam which is carrying point load only. In second type, we calculated slope and deflection of a simply supported beam which is carrying UDL and point load both. And in third type, we calculated slope and deflection of a simply supported beam which is carrying moment. Now, in today's session, we will calculate slope and deflection of a overhanging beam which is carrying UDL and point load both. Now let's start calculating our numerical. So first of all we need to read our data. So we need to calculate slope at point C and deflection under point load for the beam given in figure. So the given beam is an overhanging beam which has simple support at point A and roller support at point C. Total length of this beam is 11 meter and beam carries 10 kilonewton per meter UDL throughout its span. And beam also carries 100 kilonewton point load at a distance 4 meter from point A. So now let's calculating our first step of numerical, which is calculation of support reaction. And for calculation of support reaction, we need to apply condition of equilibrium. So let's apply first condition of equilibrium, which is sigma m is equal to 0. Taking moment about A. So here we are taking about moment about point A and summation of that moment will be equal to 0. So we can say that anti-clockwise moment is equal to clockwise moment. So now this reaction RA is passing through point A. So reaction RA will not make any moment about point A. Now this reaction RC is acting in an upward direction which is creating anti-clockwise moment about point A, which is equal to RC, which is load, into distance 9 meter, which is distance of line of action of this reaction RC and point A. Okay. Now this 10 kilonewton per meter UDL is acting in a downward direction and it is creating clockwise moment about point A, which is equal to 10 into 11, which is total load of this UDL, into 11 by 2, which is the distance between line of action of this UDL and point A. Now, this 100 kilonewton load is also acting in a downward direction and it is also creating clockwise moment about point A, and moment of this 100 kilonewton load is 100 into 4. 4 is the distance between line of action of this 100 kilonewton load and point A. And if I calculate, then I will get value of RC is equal to 111.67 kilonewton. And it is positive, so we can say that reaction RC is acting in upward direction. So now let's second condition of equilibrium, which is sigma V is equal to 0. So we can say that upward forces is equal to downward forces because sigma V is a summation of vertical forces. And here in this given beam, reactions RA and RC are acting in an upward direction and this 10 kilonewton per meter UDL and 100 kilonewton point load is acting in a downward direction. So we can say that RA plus RC is equal to 10 into 11, which is UDL, plus 100, which is point load. If I calculate, then I will get value of RA is equal to 98.33 kilonewton, which is positive. So reaction RA is acting in upward direction. So let's calculate second step of the numerical, which is formulating differential equation. So here is our differential equation, EI d square y upon dx square is equal to minus mx. So for formulating differential equation, first of all we need to calculate mx, and for calculating mx we need to divide given overhanging beam into three different parts. Let's part AB is first part, part BC as second part and part CD as third part, and we need to take section in each part and we need to calculate moment in each part of the beam about section line. So let's start with part number 1. So I am taking section at a distance x meter from point A in part AB and calculating moment of part AB on left hand side of this section line XX. So now as per Macaulay's assumption, we always take origin at extreme left of the beam. So in our case it is A. So I am calculating moment of part AB about this section line XX. So in part AB, this reaction RA is acting in a upward direction, so it will generate clockwise moment about this section line XX. So as per the Macaulay's assumption, while calculating moment on left hand side of the section line, then all clockwise moment we will consider it as a positive and all anti-clockwise moment we will consider it as a negative. So moment of this reaction RA is in clockwise direction, so it will be positive, and moment of this RA about this section line will be 98.33 into x. This x is distance between point A and this section line. Okay, now this UDL 10 kilonewton per meter is acting in a downward direction and it will generate anti-clockwise moment about this section line XX. So I am putting minus sign over here, and moment of this UDL about this section line XX will be 10x square by 2. Now let's take section at a distance x meter from point A at second part of the beam, which is BC, and calculate moment of part BC about this section line XX. So moment of this UDL is already calculated in part AB. Now in part BC, only this 100 kilonewton point load will generate a moment. So this point load is acting in a downward direction, so it will generate anti-clockwise moment about this section line XX, and moment of this 100 kilonewton load about this XX line will be 100 into distance between B and this section line XX, which is equal to x minus 4. Okay, and I am putting minus sign over here, which indicates the moment is in anti-clockwise direction. Now let's take another section in part CD at a distance x meter from point A and calculating moment in part CD. So again in part CD also UDL is also calculated. Now in part CD, only this reaction RC will create a moment about section XX. This reaction RC is acting in an upward direction, so it will create clockwise moment about section XX, which is equal to 111.67 into distance between C and XX, which is equal to x minus 9. So moment of this RC about XX line will be equal to 111.67 into x minus 9. Okay, now let's put value of mx in this differential equation. So we will get final differential equation as EI d square y upon dx square is equal to minus 98.33x plus 10x square by 2 plus 100 x minus 4 minus 111.67 in bracket x minus 9. Okay, so we completed with step number 2. In step number 3, we will perform double integration of this differential equation. So if we integrate this differential equation, then we will get equation as EI dy upon dx is equal to minus 98. Now integration of this x is equal to x square by 2 plus 10. Integration of x square will be x cube by 3 and multiplying 3 with 2, so value 6, plus C1, which is integration constant, and as per Macaulay's assumption, I am putting this integration constant in first part of continuous equation. Now, integration of 100 x minus 4 will be 100 x minus 4 integration will be x minus 4 square by 2 minus 111.67 integration of x minus 9 will be x minus 9 square by 2. So this is our final equation 1 for calculating slope. Now let's integrate this equation again. So we will get equation as ei into y. Y is the integration of dy by dx is equal to minus 98.33. Integration of x square is x cube by 3 and 3 multiplied with 2 means 6. Plus integration of 10x cube by 6 is equal to 10x raised to 4 by 24 plus c1x plus c2. Integration of 100 x minus 4 square by 2 is equal to 100 x minus 4 cube by 6 minus 111.67 integration of x minus 9 square is equal to x minus 9 cube by 3 and 3 multiplied with 2 means 6. So this is our second equation which we will use for calculating deflection. Here in second equation y is deflection and in first equation dy by dx is slope. And in fourth step, let's calculate value of C1 and C2. And for calculating value of C1 and C2, we need to apply boundary condition. So, in overhanging beam, okay, at both the support, deflection will be 0. So let's apply first boundary condition. When x is equal to 0, deflection y is equal to 0. So if we put value of x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0 in second equation, which is for deflection, then I will get the value of C2 is equal to 0. Now let's apply another boundary condition. So when x is equal to 9 meter, then deflection is equal to 0. So if we put value of x is equal to 9 and y is equal to 0 in second equation, then we will get equation as 0 is equal to minus 98.33. Now I am replacing this x with 9, then 9 cube by 6. Plus 10 replacing x with 9, so 9 raised to 4 by 24 plus c1 into 9 plus c2 plus 100 replacing x with 9, so 9 minus 4 cube by 6 minus 111.67 replacing x with 9, so 9 minus 9 cube by 6. If I solve this, then I will get value of C1 is equal to 792.22. Now, if I put value of C1 and C2 in equation number 1 and equation number 2, then I will get final equation number 3 for calculation of slope and equation number 4 for calculation of deflection. So let's calculate step number 5. So in step number 5, first we will calculate slope at point C. So for calculating slope at point C, we need to put x is equal to 9 meter in equation number 3, which is for slope. So let's put x is equal to 9 in equation number 3. So we get EI theta C. Theta C is slope at point C is equal to minus 98.33. I am replacing x with 9. So 9 square by 2 plus 10 into replacing x with 9. So 9 cube by 6 plus 792.22 plus 100 replacing x with 9. So 9 minus 4 square by 2 minus 111.67 replacing this x with 9. So 9 minus 9 square by 2. So we get EI theta C is equal to minus 725.14. So theta C is equal to minus 725.14 kilonewton into meter square upon EI. Now given value of E and I in Newton and mm square. So we need to convert this kilonewton into meter square into Newton into mm square. So to conversion we need to multiply 725.14 with 10 raised to 9. Upon if I am putting value of E and I, then I will get value of theta C is equal to minus 7.24 into 10 raised to minus 3 radian, which is negative. So we can say that rotation is in anti-clockwise direction. Now let's calculate deflection at point B. So for calculating deflection at point B, we need to put value of x is equal to 4 in deflection equation number 4. So let's put x is equal to 4 meter in equation number 4. So we get EI YB is the deflection at point B is equal to minus 98.33. I am replacing x with 4, so 4 cube by 6 plus 10, replacing x with 4, so 4 raised to 4 by 24 plus 792.22 into 4 plus 100, replacing x with 4, so 4 minus 4 cube by 6 minus 111.67, replacing x with 4, so 4 minus 9 cube by 6. Okay, so if we solve this, then we will get EI YB is equal to 22.26.7 kilonewton into meter cube. So YB is equal to 22.26.7 kilonewton into meter cube upon EI, which is equal to 22.26.7 into 10 raised to 12 Newton into mm cube by value of E is 2 into 10 raised to 5 and value of I is 5 into 10 raised to 8, which is already given in data. So we get final value of deflection at point B is equal to 22.26 mm, which is positive. It means deflection at B is in downward direction. So this is the end of this session. We calculated slope at point C and deflection at point B. Now in next session we will calculate slope and deflection in cantilever beam. Thank you.